r/ask Reddit. What's something that's popular to hate that you actually enjoy? On Reddit with you music snobs, pop music. I'm not really a pop fan, but I just don't understand why people like to bitch about it. Just don't listen to it. I wouldn't bitch about it if I weren't forced to listen to it at work. Most of the songs aren't that bad, or are even enjoyable, at first, but hearing Despacito for the 1000th time makes me want to blow my brains out. What, you don't like my favorite obscure rock band from the 70s that no one ever cared about? Ducking idiot. TBH, more like very well known, very mainstream rock bands from the 70s and 80s that they somehow think are the first ones to discover. Have you guys ever heard of Fleetwood Mac? Well, depends. Do you mean Fleetwood Mac with Stevie Nicks? Or the real Fleetwood Mac that was founded by Peter Green? Because the original was a much more pure version of... No. Stop. Don't talk anymore. Ducking, kill me now. The your book genre. I know it's not high standard literature, but that's exactly why I like it. I like that it's an easy read and that I don't have to use my brain too much. I have a tendency to overthink everything, and this helps me to reset my brain so I don't get a brain overload. I think a big problem with you is that the market get inundated with poorly written books by people trying to hop on the bandwagon. There's a ton of really shitty Twilight and Hunger Games ripoffs that are purely there for profit, not storytelling. I'm a bit of a book snob, but I genuinely enjoyed reading a few your series in adulthood. I think Pretties is one of my favorites. Oh my gosh, I loved Pretties. Wow, I forgot about that series. I should reread it. Those are a fun read. I completely relate to this and will never feel weird for loving that genre. Life is hard, people. The your genre allows us to very easily slip into another world for a little while. Adults deserve that every once in a while. I started liking kids and yearbooks when I was in grad school. I used to read every night before bed, but hundreds of pages a week of mostly dry, academic stuff made it so I just couldn't do it anymore. However, I found that I could stand books like Harry Potter or The Hunger Games, and I hadn't read either series before grad school. Doesn't require much thought or analysis, and it's entertaining. A good way to wind my brain down. I've since turned to other genres as my main squeeze, but it got me through. I guess of all the vices you can turn to during a stressful and busy time in your life, kids books are probably one of the least harmful. The airport. I like going early and hanging out. Nothing to do and nowhere else to go for a while. Great place to read, catch up on work, stream shows. I even get stoked when my flight gets delayed as long as I don't have a deadline on the other end. Wow, really? I thought I was the only one. I can eat good food, depending on the airport, but stuff like O'Hare and Reagan is nice. I've never really had a problem with Tsar. I've never experienced anything else. I'm not in a hurry for anything. I can relax and unwind, all while sitting neatly with my bags packed, ready to go somewhere. I can wander around and I just love the atmosphere at night. Airplanes are also fun too. I don't usually fly with families, so no crying babies. I love the science behind airplanes. I can sit back, eat, watch TV, and end up in completely different place. It's like a little world up there in the sky. I love the night sky and the view as we take off and land. I just really like airplanes. I've been on a plane for over 10 hours today and I think you are insane. Ah yes, the airport. The one place I can go and get absolutely ripped on Bloody Marys at 6 AM and no one judges. Pineapple on pizza. It's delicious with Canadian bacon and jalapenos. Pepperoni, pineapple and Italian sausage. Best ever. The pineapple on pizza hate just shows how no one thinks for themselves. Smash Mouth. It's a ducking meme around my friend group as well as pops up on Reddit or YouTube as the absolute worst group you can't forget type bullshit, but damn it. I liked him when I was a wee lad. Saved up to get my first CD. You betcha. Smash Mouth. I knew it wasn't technically impressive music or anything groundbreak, but I was a stupid preteen and something about it resonated with me. It was casual lyrics but some fun wordplay. It was some chubby guy screaming more than signing, and it resonated with my awkward overweight self during a time when I wanted to be more confident and social. Not the quiet smartass who is always in back afraid to be looked at. Yeah, I loved listening to Metallica. Tenacious D, Wu-Tang and all the other stuff my friends exposed me to, but Smash Mouth was my find for music. Now it's Shrek memes and every time the B movie is bad play All Star. So you know what? Yeah, I do feel like I'm walking on the sun sometimes. I am an all-star in my field and your man for a Pacific Coast party. I know Sister Psychic. She is out of sight and she turns me on even if she can't tell me where my keys are. I will hold you high if you can keep it down while you're part of the inset. But don't be disenchanted by my force field. I'm a believer in Smash Mouth. I'm a little confused. I thought the whole meme part about it was Shrek having a soundtrack that was a good standalone album. I don't think your friends get the joke. My friends don't get any joke. They usually lock their jaws onto a single idea and thrash it about months after it's been dead. Take for instance karaoke last month. They tipped the KJ so they could sing Smash Mouth 4 times in a row, like they do every time they go out for karaoke. 2 of them sang it in a single note. Okay, hear me out. I legit like Friday by Rebecca Black. Even the video. You just have to go numb to the annoying elements. Very important step, which is a lot of things, to be fair. But the general vibe is calming and it has its moments. It's weirdly soothing. The build up to the song in the beginning is really nice. The awkward dancing in the car from the shorter girl is magnificent. All the lyrics are hilariously vapid and it's pretty funny. Taken abstractly, it provides such a great satire of mainstream American culture. It helps remind me of the fun times in life. You're the only legit answer in here. I don't find anything about her voice to be soothing, but you answered the question. So take your upvote. Valentine's Day. It's kind of nice to have a day dedicated to telling the person you're with that they're special and to do something as simple as go out on a date or buy flowers or chocolate for each other. Life gets hectic and people lose their passion, so they often don't always show the person they're with how much they mean to them. It's kind of nice to have a day set aside for appreciating your significant other, even if it is forced and commercialized. Pro tip: celebrate the day after. Restaurants won't be overbooked, crowded, and all the candy goes on sale. Score. Spinach. It's actually really good. Nickelback. Duck you. I like Rockstar. Every ducking time I hear Nickelback, look at this graph pops into my head. When it plays on the radio I can't help but bust out laughing like an idiot. I also think the song Revolution or whatever it is kind of ironic. Frozen. Great music, great animation, strong female leads, and a stellar cast. Just because little kids like something doesn't mean I can't too. I play guitar in bars sometimes for fun. Let It Go played hard gets a huge reaction from the men in the audience. McDonald's. Give me a 10-piece chicken nugget or sausage biscuit any day of the week. For being terrible in so many ways, the food is generally consistent and tastes good for what it is. There's a reason they are such a thriving company. Pineapple on pizza. I don't know why it gets so much hate. In most of my experiences with people who say they hate it, they've never tried it, but when they do, they enjoy it enough to have it again. My favorite combo is pineapple and jalapeno. Sweet and spicy. Math. I actually have a lot of fun with it. Used to make up more problems for myself when I finished my homework as a kid. I still enjoy helping other people learn it. It's a challenge to simplify it and look at it different ways to help someone see it. It's popular to hate The Simpsons after seasons 8 or 9, but I still enjoyed a lot of the later episodes. I also really enjoy my cereal to be soggy, which a lot of people hate. LaCroix. Apparently, it has become really trendy to shit on the stuff recently. I think it is a delicious substitute for sodas and has been an incredible aid in improving my quality of life. When people accuse it of being flavorless, I am just dumbfounded. That's like getting angry at the waiter because the lemon slice in your water doesn't make it lemonade. Edit. It's a beverage, folks. There really is no need to get so passionate for or against it. Let people like or dislike what they want. Minecraft. I'm a grown-ass man with a full-time job and bills, and I love kicking back with some Minecraft, just to blow off steam and duck around for a couple of hours. Taylor Swift. Girl knows how to write some jams. Some of her stuff from like pre-2017 was really good. I couldn't get down with Look What You Made Me Do though. I think her first few albums were great. They were country, but pop enough where anyone who generally didn't like country could get into them. Overall, I've always found her lyricism impressive. She definitely has that paint a picture with words ability. I still think back to December and Teardrops on My Guitar are some of the best breakup songs of the 2000s. I like early Nickelback because it reminds me of my teen years. It's how music reminds you of what you really are. The new Star Wars movies. I'm so sick of this endless negativity surrounding them, as though they're somehow Phantom Menace level terrible just because they don't follow the vision that obsessed Lucas despising fans have been cooking up in their brains for the last decade or so. There are currently 9 Star Wars movies, about to be 10 in a month. If you can only stand the first 3, then you're not a Star Wars fan. You're a fan of the first 3 Star Wars movies. I simply cannot fathom the logic behind the criticism given to these films. Number 1 criticism of TFA was that it was way too similar to Anne. But then people lose their shit when TLJ comes out and changes up the game. They have meltdowns because it wasn't Star Wars. This new trilogy is proof positive that nothing will please Star Wars fans. No matter what direction you take the films in, the fanbase will despise it. They rip the new films apart for plot holes and MacGuffins. But the original movies had plot holes you could drive a ducking train through and plot threads that made literally 0 sense. Literally the entirety of the free Han and escape plan in ROTJ was ludicrous, predicated upon like 1,000 coincidences and dumb luck. If that movie were released today, it would be on the receiving end of apoplectic rage from the fans. A guy ducking hates Star Wars fans. Looking back, they probably deserved to be bullied back before Star Wars and comic movies were cool. LaCroix, fight me. Remy, thinking face. Is it popular to hate LaCroix? It's become a symbol of millennial financial wastefulness. Sort of like avocado toast. Look at these kids wasting money on water, the boomer said, sipping his on-brand soda and clutching his lottery tickets. Oasis. Maybe it's just me, but people are always genuinely shocked that I enjoy listening to other songs than Wonderwall. Who hates Oasis? They were a great band. The brothers are a couple of knobheads, but even so. Blur fans. Anchovies on pizza. What's not to love? Salt, good. Fat, good. Guarantee that nobody will steal your pizza if you leave it in the break room fridge, good. Despite its many historical inaccuracies, Pocahontas has always been one of my favorite Disney movies. I love the soundtrack, the characters, and the underlying message theme. I didn't think Pocahontas was hated. Kanye West. I love his music tbh, especially his older stuff. Homecoming for one is probably one of my favorite musical collaborations. The Star Wars prequels. A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Body hair on women. Family Guy. Apparently, not a lot of love on here. Anyways. Linkin Park songs. Not sure when the hate began, but growing up to Hybrid Theory Meteora as a middle schooler still brings back a ton of nostalgia. No Man's Sky. Bud Light Lime. If you don't like it, feel free to chug on your handcrafted IPA. I'll let you have them all. McDonald's. So delicious. Jim Gaffigan's bit is the best. Someone runs into him at McDonald's. "Oh, I'm just here to meet a prostitute. He should be here any minute." Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.